This is the Forever Young workout. And first of all, we need to warm up. So just lift one foot off the floor and rotate the foot around so it mobilizes the ankle. And then take it round the other way. And this just means that as we do the workout, we are going to feel more comfortable. Now with the other foot, so take it outwards first, and just round and round we go. Try and hold your tummy in all the time. Sit up nice and straight, and make sure you're sitting, turn it around, and make sure you're sitting on a sturdy dining chair. And that's our ankles sorted out. That's great. So let's do our hands now. So let's just rotate them around. And this is something we can do, and you can do this when you're watching the television. It's just good to do it. It keeps everything moving. We must keep our body moving as we get older. So that's the next one. Now we're going to start pumping our heart a little bit more. So let's just march on the spot and let's move our arms as we go. This uses more energy than you would imagine, but it's a really good way to warm up. So just marching on the spot and sitting up nice and straight and moving those arms at the same time. Well done. Now we're going to reach down to the side like this. So this is basically waking up our spine and also the muscles around our waist. So just reaching down, making sure that we don't lean forward or backwards. Imagine your body is between two panes of glass and you're just curving in between them. That's all we have to do. One more each side. And here's the last one. And then the last exercise of our little warm-up is just to lift your leg and extend it, bend it, and put it down. Let's do the other one. Lift and extend and bend and put it down. Keep your body upright as you do it and down. So lift and extend. And what this is doing is working these big muscles in your thighs, which are really important. We're going to use those in this workout. So what we're doing is waking up those muscles in our body so that when we start the proper workout, which we'll do in a moment, our muscles are all ready for it. Last time. And the last one. Very good. That's our warm-up. Now for the resistance band Forever Young workout. And if you haven't got a resistance band, then you can get one from our online shop. So there's cheap as chips, but they're really, really effective and they really work our muscles incredibly well. So take your band and place it across your palms, elbows into your waist as though they're glued, and sit up nice and straight on the front half of your chair, a sturdy dining chair. Now, take your hand around and then expand your hand without actually moving your elbows. So sit up nice and straight, shoulders down, and feel your shoulder blades working closer together. So squeeze those shoulder blades together with every single move that you do. And one more, and then we'll have a little rest. And just relax them. And what happens with our shoulders, because we sort of spend our lives leaning forward mostly, it's just what we do, sitting at a desk, sitting at whatever it is that we're doing. And we end up having sort of stretched muscles at the back of our shoulders and rather contracted, shortened muscles at the front across our chest. What we need to do is to shorten these ones at the back by working them and making those shoulders get stronger and shorter, and expand the ones across our chest so that our shoulders are happier going backwards. And so this is why we're going to do it again. So sit up nice and straight, shoulders back and down, tummy in, and hold it, and elbows into your waist, that's really important, and expand your band. Now you can make it harder by making the gap shorter, or you can make it easier by making the gap bigger. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. And open those arms and contract and squeeze those shoulder blades and keep those elbows really in at your waist and keep those shoulder blades going back and your chest expanding. Here's the last one. And well done. Now for our wrist and arm strengthener. And for this, we need to put your foot in the middle of the band. So hold it equidistant, because we're going to hold it in each hand. Make sure your heel is on the floor, elbows into the side, and the band coming out of the top of your hand. So elbows in, and then we're just going to lift like this. We're keeping those elbows where they are, tummy in tight. You're sitting on the front half of your chair, and we're just lifting like this. We've got 3 more to do. So really sitting up straight, holding your core tight. We've got 2 more, and lift and down, and here's the last one. And then we're going to do it on the other foot, but have a rest. So while you change over, that just gives your arm a little bit of a rest. If you don't want to change your foot, it doesn't matter. But we will do it just to keep the body all in nice, comfortable line. Right, having had a rest, we'll do it again. So elbows into your waist, holding the band out of the top of your hand and holding your core tightly. We're just going to stretch the band and bring those hands up. And what this is doing, you'll feel it, it's helping your biceps, which are the muscles at the front of your arm, and it's working your shoulders and your wrists. Your wrists are really working. Now, your shoulders aren't actually moving very much, but those muscles, those bicep muscles, are attached to your shoulders. So everything here is benefiting. We'll just do one more. So, well done. It's really important that we keep our shoulders strong. So for this one, we're going to put the band on the floor and we're going to put 1 foot on it because we're going to take it out to the side. I'll show you what we're going to do. You take hold of the band and it should be level with your waist. And then holding your core tight, this is really important because you mustn't lean, you're going to bring that hand up to shoulder height. Now, obviously, if you've made it too short and it's too difficult, then just make the distance a little bit longer. Really important, sit up all the time. But what this is doing, it's working your core and it's working your shoulder. You don't want to straighten this out completely, so keep it a little bit bent and just lift. We're going to do it 2 more times and keep that core holding your body upright. And it really is a strong exercise. And as you get stronger, then you can do this again and again and go a bit shorter and make it work for you. But our shoulders are so important because one of the real giveaways of our age is when we do this. So we need to have the strength in our shoulders to be able to have good posture. So here we go again. So on this, I've changed over sides and I'm going to do it on this one now. So it needs to be taut up to waist level. And then I'm going to lift it to shoulder height. Body really straight and core in tight. It's hard work. I'm using so many muscles as I'm lifting it up. But it's really good for us. And remember not to completely straighten the arm, because what we don't want is you sort of bringing up towards the ceiling because you've got it too long. It needs to be short enough for you to feel that your arm is working. And we're going to do it again on the other side. And we've done it on that side. It's good. You see, the temptation sometimes is to have it too long, and then you end up sort of wanting to take it up there. But that's not doing the job. You need to make sure it's working. And with a band, it's brilliant because it actually makes you realise how hard you're working. You think, I can really feel that, so it's good. So level with your waist. And then up towards your shoulder. Oh, I've made it a bit short this time. I'm going to lengthen it a bit. And lift and down. We're only doing 6 each time. I may go a bit wrong with some of the counting, but it doesn't matter. And this is, I think that's 4 or 5. And we'll do 2 more. And try not to move your body sort of left or right. And we'll make 1 more. There we go. Well done. Change over. We'll do the other one. I lose count when I'm chatting to you. And foot on the band, make sure it's secure. We don't want it flicking out to the side, do we? So have it just taut at this point, level with your waist, and then up we go. And you feel your core working, which is brilliant, isn't it? We want to keep our tummy tight and our tummy flat. So this does so much more than just your shoulder. So that's 3, and that's 4. 2 more to go. 5, and don't lose the quality. 6. Well done. Now for our chest toner. And for this, you take the band and you put it around your back, flat against your back, and then you rest it over your hands, in between your thumb and forefinger. Now, for this, you want it underneath your armpits, and it needs to be just taut enough as your elbows and your hands are like this. And we're going to straighten our arms out in front. And as you do so, your body is working against it. Those shoulders are sort of pushing back as you go forward. And that's ever so good for all those muscles across your chest. And you can feel it. You can really feel it. Sit up nice and straight. Hold your core tight. And really feel the work happening in your chest. We're going to do one more. And rest. And let's allow your sort of self to relax a little bit and rest. Now we're going to do it one more time. So again, take the band around your back. You want to make sure that it's flat, otherwise it's not very comfortable. And then equidistant like that. And we're good to go again. So elbows in to start off with, sit up nice and straight, core tight, so really pull your tummy in, and then extend. And back, control it. What you don't want to do is sort of out and then like that. We don't do that, apart from that it flicks into your face, that's not good. So just go out, control it, nice and slowly, and in again. Out and in. And of course you can make it easier by lengthening the distance between your hand and the band, make it longer in effect, or you can make it harder by taking your hand nearer to your body and making the band shorter. So you work at the level that you're happy with, but as you get stronger, try to progress, because one of the wonderful things about doing exercise, particularly with a resistance band, is that you will see your progression so fast, and the benefits to your body are enormous. As we get older, it's really important that we look after our hips and also our legs. And so this exercise is very much for our hips and it's for our outer thighs. It's a toner, so it's great. So we're going to do a slight peculiar way of sitting. Feet out, knees in. It doesn't look terribly elegant, but there you go. And what we're going to do is take the band, place it, centre in the middle, underneath, swap over ends, bring over to the top, just wrap them over like that. You don't need to tie them or anything. And then take hold of them. Hold the ends like this and just place your hands on your knees. Now, or on your thighs would be better. And then take those knees apart, level with your feet and in again. Now sit up really straight and tightly, holding your core, and in we go. And go out and in. And we're going to do 10 of these. This is number 4. You can really feel the effort and it really works. And I mean, depending on how strong you are, and again, you will progress so far. So keep on doing it. This is number 6. That you will find that your legs do get stronger and you are able to do it and feel the real benefit from it. So this is 8. And we've got 2 more to do. So remember to sit up really tight, really straight, tummy in tight. And that's the last one. And just have a little rest. Just move your legs around a little bit. That's fine. Don't need to unwrap it. Then take your feet out again. So remember, your knees are going to go out level with your feet. So bear that in mind. So don't have them too far out there. Okay, so coming in and sensible distance. Start off with your feet together and then we're going to sit up nice and straight, core really engaged, shoulders back and down, and here we go. expanding the band and working. I can really feel it on my outer thighs. Expand and release. And expand and release. And expand and release. I think this is number 5. So there we go, and release. And the amount of muscle that you use doing this is quite remarkable. Really good for you. And it means you're working your tummy as well as your thighs because you're holding your core. This is number 8. And here's 9. And here is the last one. And if you manage that, well done. We're not going to use our band for this workout. This is for our thighs. So just, you've got your feet on the floor, just move them back a little bit. And if you need to help yourself up to stand up, do. But if you don't, all to the good. So stand up and do that fairly swiftly. Then I want slowly to sit down. Because by doing that, we're really using these big muscles in our thighs. So you come up and then slowly go down. And come up and slowly go down. Now, as you progress and you become stronger doing this, you can in fact advance it by not actually sitting on the chair. So you go down and you sort of get to there, and then you come up again without actually putting your weight on it. So go down and lift. And if you do need a little bit of assistance to start off with, that's fine. And soon you will progress so that you don't need to. And that is a really good thing because our strong muscles in our legs are so important. Let's do one more. And then we're going to have a little rest. And we're going to do some more. And the reason it's so important for us to have these strong muscles is that wherever it is, whether you need to stand up in your own sort of strength, whether it be getting out of bed, whether even if you fall on the floor, you need to be able to have enough strength to get up again. Getting out of the bath, getting out of the shower, whatever it might be, you need the strength in these legs. These are so important to us as we get older, and they are so worth working on. So let's do this again now. So feet a little bit further back than where you might have started, tummy in, shoulders back and down, and we stand up swiftly. And we go down slowly. And we come up swiftly. And we go down slowly. When you do the slow descend, basically you are really working these muscles because you're controlling it. You're controlling that sitting down. And that is meaning that your muscles are working harder. So let's do some more. Tummy in all the while as you do it. And go down. And again, lift up. And slowly down. We'll do 2 more. Come up. Hold your tummy in all the time. I will keep going on about that, but it's really good for us to do that. And slowly down. And well done if you did that. Now take your band again, and this time we're going to roll it up. So just roll it up on your knee, and we're going to do an exercise which is really, really good for strengthening our fingers, keeping them sort of mobile and strong. And it's also good for our whole hand strength, to be honest. And so by rolling up the band, you'll see what we're going to do in a moment. We're basically going to ring it rather like you would do clothes. So just make it into a nice little round. Here we go. Nearly there. That's it. Take hold of it at each end. Sit up nice and straight. Shoulders back and down. Tummy in. And just ring it. And then the other way. Ring it round this way. And ring it. And what it does, it helps the mobility and the strength of your fingers. As we get older, our hands, they do suffer a bit because the sort of angle of the wrist and the mobility of the fingers just sort of deteriorates. And we really need to help keep them mobile. And this is a very good way of doing it. And I can feel it in my arms. I'm sure you can too. So by doing this, and this is an exercise that you can do in front of the television or whatever, but it's a really good exercise to do to strengthen your hands. So now we're going to have some stretches. At the end of our workout, we need to stretch out. This helps to relieve the sort of tension on the muscles and make us feel comfortable afterwards. So we're going to stretch our back and our shoulders first. So take the hands in front, elbows slightly out, drop your head down and feel that stretch. Extend those hands and arms now. Feel the stretch across your shoulders and just feel how great that. It's a lovely feeling, really lovely feeling. Just releases any tensions and relax. Well done. Now make sure you're sitting on the front half of your chair and take your hands back behind you onto the back of the chair. Now take a hold of your chair and then lean forward and open up your chest. So basically you're stretching the muscles across your front and just hold it there. And we just hold stretches for 6 to 8 seconds, something like that is all that we need to do. So that's great. Well done. So next bit, we're going to do our thighs. So extend one leg, toes up, and that stretches your calf. And if you put your hands onto your thigh, so this one stays bent, lean forward slightly, pressing onto it. You can just feel a little bit of a stretch, the back of the knee up to the back of the thigh. And it's a lovely feeling of stretching out, and it helps your flexibility as well, because sometimes our hamstrings, which is this muscle at the back, can get a bit tight. So this is a good exercise to do. Let's change over and do the other side. So toes up, lean forward again, hands pressing slightly. Feel that stretch at the back of that other leg. Hold it there. Your body's looking straight ahead, head up, and relax. Now we're going to stretch the fronts of our thighs. So I'm going to do it sideways on so you can see what I'm doing, but you can just do it holding on to the side of the back of the chair. Basically, we're going to bring this leg up and keep it level with the leg that's standing and close together. Now, if you find it difficult to actually put your hand around there, you can do it by holding on to the back of your trouser leg or whatever, or the back of your trainers. It doesn't matter. So whichever is most comfortable for you, and just hold it there, but push your hip forward of the bent leg, and it's a little bit more of a stretch. It's a really good thing to do to keep those big leg muscles nice and flexible. Right, so let's change over and do the same the other side. So you bring it up. If you can, put your hand around the shoelaces, that's terrific. Good posture, knees close together, push the hip forward so that you can really feel the stretch down the front of the thigh here. Just hold that. Keep it nice and straight. Your whole body's straight. And relax. And that's the end of our Forever Young workout. If you did it all, well done. I look forward to seeing you next time.